Hello friends, welcome back to Cloud Pedagogy. In today's lab session, we are going to work around with basics of DynamoDB database. So, what is Amazon database? Amazon database is a fully managed NoSQL database service that provides fast and predictable performance with seamless scalability. DynamoDB lets you offload the administrative burdens of operating and scaling a distributed database so that you don't have to worry about hardware provisioning. Not only just that, even setup and configuration, replication, software patching or cluster scaling. DynamoDB offers encryption at rest, which eliminates the operational burden and complexity involved in protecting sensitive data. This lab gives you a complete end-to-end procedures to familiarize yourself with DynamoDB. This lab can be completed with the free tier of AWS and give you a practical experience with using DynamoDB. So start with our task. In task 1, create a table. In task 2, we insert the data into the table. In task 3, we do CRUD operations on a table, which are like reading, editing, deleting and duplicating the data as well. In task 4, create index and query the data from the index. Finally, in the task 5, we'll clean up all the resources that are created for this lab. So start with the task 1, create a table. In this task, you create a student table in Amazon DynamoDB. The table has the attributes like name and the course of the student has taken. To create a new student table using the DynamoDB console, you sign into the AWS Management Console, search for DynamoDB and open the DynamoDB console page. In the navigation pane on the left side of the console, choose Dashboard and click on Create Table, or you can also select right side of the console, choose Create Table. Enter the table details. For the table name, enter student. For the partition key, name is the partition key. Enter year as the sort key. Leave the default setting as they are and then choose Create to create the table. Once the table is in active status, it is considered best practice to enable point-in-time recovery for DynamoDB on the table. So, click on the table name to open the table. Click on Backups. Click the Edit button in the Point-in-Time Recovery section. Click the checkbox to turn on point-in-time recovery, then click the Save Changes. Good job! You finished the task 1 by creating the table and creating the backup for the table. In the task 2, we are going to insert the data into the table. So in this task, you insert few items into the student table that you created in the task 1. So select Explore Table Items here. If you scroll down in the items view, right now table doesn't have any items. Choose Create Item. Enter the details for the table. Enter a name. Enter the year where the student has taken that course. Click Create Item. Repeat this process and create few more items. Right now you have only 2 columns with their data. For few of the items, I am going to create course as an extra attribute. If you see the items now, there are 3 columns. Of course, some of the students don't have the data for it. That's the beauty of the NoSQL databases. There is no table structure is defined to follow as like in RDMS databases. Good job! You have successfully inserted the data into the table. In task 3, we are going to perform CRUD operations on the table. So first let's read the data from the table. On the Items tab, view the list of items stored in the table, sorted by name and year. Next thing, I'm going to delete the record. To delete selected item, in Actions, select Delete Items. Confirm delete. The record is deleted successfully and you don't see it in the table list. Next, you change the data which you wrote to the table. So to update, choose the item from the list. Change the values. Here I am going to add new column and then choose Save. Next, you duplicate data with few changes based on the existing records. So select the item here. In Actions, select Duplicate Item. Here I am creating a copy of Student 1 data with little changes in the year. Now you can see two Student 1 records with different years. Here is the final data in the student table. Next thing, we are going to query the data that you wrote to the student table. Choose Query here. I'll try to filter more on Student Data 1 table with year 2019. There is only one record for 2019 year with Student 1 data. Let's change the year filtration. As per query, you can see 3 records which have the data with Student 1 where the year less than equal to 2020. That's how you read the data from the table by using the queries and filtrations over here in the console. Good job! You have successfully finished the CRUD operations by manipulating the table data. In task 4, we are going to create the index and then query the data from the index. Indexes are a powerful tool used in the background of the database to speed up the querying. In this step, you create a global secondary index and you query a global secondary index for the student table. So, click Choose Student Table from the table list. Choose the Indexes tab for the student table. Here, click Create Index. For the partition key, enter course. For the index name, enter course index. Leave the other settings on their default values and choose Create Index. Wait the index state to be changed to active. Once the query state changes to active, you query a global secondary index on the table. So, choose Query. In the drop-down list under Query, choose Course Index. Right now, you see only records with course has values. Right now, there are only 3 records have data, so we get the same. Next thing, I am filtering data based on the course value here. I am entering Biology as a filter value. When I run the query, I see only one record. Let's try with the other course filter, Robotics. Again, we got only one record. Basically, querying data from index is just like querying data from a table. So, good job. You have successfully created the index and queried the data. In task 5, we clean up all the resources that are created for this lab. If you no longer need the Amazon DynamoDB table that you created for this lab, you can delete it. That helps ensure that you are not charged for resources that you are not using. So in the navigation pane on the left side of the console, select the table, choose Index tab for the student table, confirm the deletion. To delete the table, choose the student table from the table list and then confirm the deletion. Congratulations, you have successfully completed the lab by implementing your basic knowledge on DynamoDB concepts. I really appreciate your interest in this lab course. See you again in my next video. Until then, take care.